I had a great Super Bowl last year. I had a great Super Bowl. I had coin toss. I believe I had, my wife might have had the Gatorade. But I had like the length of the national anthem. Shout out Diggs, did all the research there. Mm-hmm. Coin toss. I had a parlay, I think, for FanDuel that cost them a lot of money, which is why we're not having a Super Boost this weekend, by the way, because of what happened last year. But I cleaned up on the Super Bowl last year. And when tails hits, no, that's probably all going right back into live bets after you all get your bonuses from it.
Because the Super Bowl, it's a little more tight, a little more feeling out in the first. You could get the Chiefs to score more second half points than first half points at -125, and the Bucks to score more second half points than first half points at -115.
Those feel like two fair good. Diggs, thanks for searching around FanDuel.
You're welcome.
What, Tony?
What was it?
I got under 11.5 penalties at -140 right now.
That feels like a pretty good bet. That line's going to move, huh? -140, that's probably going to move.
Well, no, for the props, it's because like if you're picking -3 +3, -120, -120 is the highest, but that's a yes, no, or over under.
So you think that'll stay the number one?
Somewhere around there, probably.
11.5 penalties seems like that's an under as well there.
Yeah.
The no touchback is back on the board.
What is it at?
I had it up earlier. Hold on 1 second.
By the way, I think we potentially changed some things with the touchback, no touchback, and I would like to let it be clear that there isn't normally a touchback on the opening kickoff because the ball is a brand new ball. It's basically just plastic. Most balls that you kick have been rubbed down for 30 minutes by your equipment manager and the other team's equipment manager in the presence of an NFL official, and it's beat up a little bit. You know, our equipment manager, Frog, used to come out sweating, dripping in sweat. Like, hey, I appreciate what you do. You just helped out. The Super Bowl ball, kickoff ball, that ball goes immediately to the Hall of Fame right after the kick, so it is like not beat to hell and back for 30 minutes by equipment manager. Very difficult to kick a touchback. Now, with that being said, Harrison Butker has the biggest leg I have ever seen in my entire life. He has a chance to potentially do it, but now you have to weigh tails. Who's calling what? Who's going to get the ball?
Opening kickoff to be a touchback. Yes, -310. No, +230.
It's great odds.
No is on a 17-2 run.
Yeah.
Also with the ball, don't you think, besides the ball, that it's the Super Bowl, the returner's a little more juiced up, a little more willing to maybe take a chance to come out?
Especially Mickens, by the way, who just had a massive game against the Packers for the Buccaneers. So maybe Butker does put it 6, 7, 8 deep even, which is a monster ball. I cannot. That would be a big ball with that ball happening. Mickens might bring it out. Now, granted, ball to 25. Let's not fuck up field position either. Let's go ahead and let Tom and the offense do their thing. Could potentially be a pitching point in the meeting before the game. So there's just so much you can't think about. My big thing is the ball is very difficult to kick. I don't think Pinion hits a touchback. I think Butker potentially does, but +230 is worth a bet, especially since they're playing with a brand new ball that's kind of odds against
If it's humid and it might be sprinkling a little bit, does that give it a less of a chance to make it in the end zone?
Brand new ball, I don't think it matters. Because it's kind of like just, now I used to like rain.
Yeah.
I used to love rain, humidity as well. I used to love when the ball got heavier. People who have a stronger leg like when the ball gets heavier because if you can move it, it's going to go. Mm-hmm. Science-wise, it's going to continue to go because it's heavier. But if you don't have as strong of a leg, which are not, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that are just incredibly accurate or whatever. They don't necessarily love the heavier ball because they can't indent it as far. But boy, I used to love a nice rainy day, warm rainy day, no wind. Oh, balls flying. Let's hope I can catch it. Balls flying, though, whenever you get there. Warm-ups are always a good time in that particular case.